Hello and welcome to How to Be Human, where things are pretty much back to normal after 28 days of self-care challenge. I hope those of you who participated enjoyed it. If you didn't have time or didn't get to do all the little exercises, don't worry about it. There's a playlist here on this channel with all the videos from 1 to 28 at your disposal. So you can do them at any time you feel like. You can just pick out some, you can repeat some if you did it and you like them, whatever feels great for you. Now, I also want to say welcome to my latest members. It's really nice to have you here. Welcome to everybody who has been with me for a while or even the whole time ever since this channel come to existence. I really appreciate you being here and supporting me. Well, I don't want to drag out this introduction. It's long enough as it is. So let's get started. Resilience is the ability to adapt to change. And change can be very challenging, especially if it comes suddenly and unexpectedly. That's when we're usually having a tough time. Back in the day, and in some places even up to today, being resilient meant to be strong, and being strong meant to not show your emotions. So when you were going through a tough time, suck it up was the creed. Not the best advice as we know now, because when we hold back our emotions, the following happens. Emotions are energy in motion, emotion. Their natural state is a state of flow. When we just suck them up, we block the flow. The stronger the emotions, the higher and thicker the walls to hold them back need to be. On the outside, we may appear strong, and showing strength equals safety because we are less likely to get attacked, right? Who would attack somebody or something that seems to be full of power and strength? You probably hurt yourself, so people leave their hands off. And we might even believe ourselves that we are strong, and you know what? We are probably right. Holding back all that emotional energy does take a lot of strength and energy. But deep down, we will also always know that we might not be able to keep it up forever, and that one day all that pent-up energy might break free. And it might happen in a situation where we don't feel safe to begin with. So there's always a part of us that is afraid of that very moment and thus keeps fortifying our inner wall as best as it can. Now, I don't need to tell you how much energy it takes to keep those walls up all the time, but just to make it more palpable, the energy cost for holding back emotions is enormous because it contains not only the energy of the emotions held back, but also the energy that the wall is made of and its maintenance. So the more we hold back, the thicker walls we need and the more energy it takes overall. Not to mention the energy it takes to shut out that little voice which keeps whispering in our ear that our wall is flawed, that it contains weak spots that can be triggered and even make us break down. Now, imagine we had all this blocked energy at our disposal for other things, like finding or creating solutions for our problems and challenges when we are going through tough times. That would feel like supercharging ourselves, and that's where true resilience comes into play. One of the first things to do after making sure everything is safe for the moment is to acknowledge our true inner feelings and emotions, no matter how unpleasant they might be. Allowing ourselves to feel them instead of just trying to push them away keeps us from wasting energy building walls. Also, it keeps our fear of emotional pain at bay, since we all know what sadness, anger, etc. feel like. To make it maybe a bit better understandable, it's like ripping off a band-aid. The quicker we get ourselves to rip it off, the shorter the time we have to be afraid of the pain that occurs when we rip it off. And it's the same with emotions. If we are afraid of the pain that comes with emotions like sadness or fear, is the sooner we acknowledge it, the less time we have to spend on being afraid of everything. But back to resilience. True resilience comes from knowing and trusting ourselves. As in other aspects of life, here too, knowledge is power, and having power makes us feel safe. There is a control coming with that. And when we are in control, we're pretty good. So when we feel safe, our brain is not blocked by a stress response, and we can come up with solutions for our problems more easily. So the better we know ourselves, the better ways of adapting to change we can find, and the smoother the transition will be. By the way, we don't have to wait for a crisis to appear in our lives to train our resilience. We can explore ourselves at any time by observing our own reactions to things, our thoughts, our emotions, and so on during everyday life. And if we want to take it up a notch and go deeper, which I can highly recommend, by the way, there are many excellent psychological and or spiritual practices like shadow work, deep meditation, etc. that help us getting to know and trust ourselves. So when major changes happen in our lives, we know how to handle our emotions, we know how we work inwardly, and we won't spend a lot of energy struggling with our emotions and fighting ourselves. Instead, we have all this energy at our disposal to find a way to adapt to whatever is different in our lives now. Thank you so much for watching this video. My name is Marion, and I appreciate you being here and all your support. So like, share, subscribe, and make sure you stay safe and happy until we meet next time. Until then, lots of love and light from my heart to yours.